What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, right, we are going to discuss the reason why, the real reason why Orania was created. Not this whole lies that we're hearing about, oh, they're just trying to be a racist, they're just trying to be that. No, that's not true. We're going to tell you the real reason why Orania was created. Let me know what you think about this comment. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? Holler. People, contrary to popular belief, right? You will always hear that Orania was created because of racism, because the white people don't want to mix and live with the black people, right? And that is the common narrative. And there's truth to it too, because everywhere you go, there are racist people. So that is true, also true, but not the whole truth. People, if you really study South Africa, right, you will realize one thing. You will realize something that ever since 1994, things have been going downhill, right? Things have been going downhill steadily, right? And why is that the case? It's because we are not taking into consideration the things that it actually takes to run a country. Why am I saying this? Guys, number one, things are falling apart. We all know that, right? Things are falling apart. We see it every single day. Nothing to lie about. Two, we see the filth. We see the unruliness. We see the corruption. We see the neglect. We see the disrespect. We see all these things, right? Now, let's not forget, right, that during apartheid, there was disrespect. There was a whole lot of anti-blackness. There was a whole lot of things that are despicably done to black people, to colored people, to Indian people. We know the racism, we know the history, and we cannot discard that. However, there is a small little portion that, out of all that, right, we have to acknowledge the mere fact that, or the one fact that things worked. In all that horrific, horrendous chaos, right? Things worked, right? But now, my thing is this, right? They decided, since the ANC government wants to go down this path of destruction and absolute anarchy, basically, and lawlessness, and just a whole, they just want to create a whole country of degradation, so to speak. I mean, guys, it's almost the financial capital of South Africa, which is Johannesburg, right? The financial hub, so to speak, right? The center of Johannesburg looks like a neglected place. It looks like a destitute place. It looks like they still either trying to refurbish, rebuild, cleanup is needed. And all that wasn't the case during the prior government, right? The previous government, actually. Okay, so where's all this going to? Simple. These people decided we are not going to live in this degradation, right? Degradation. We are not going to live among this filth. We don't want to live in a place where it's full of potholes, neglect, crime, and all these negativity. They don't want to live in that, right? So what do? They decided we are going to create our own little world where none of those things exist. So enter the buying of a farm. Now look at this. This farm is in the northwest, right? So it's abandoned. No, not abandoned, but it was just left fallow. So they decided in 1990, 1993, I think 93, 94, 91, like somewhere there. They decided to purchase this farmland, right? And they're going to develop it for themselves, which they did. So let's say that Orania was built around about the same time South Africa gained its freedom. So it's fair to say that Orania and South Africa are now 30 years old, right? Why is it that one place seems to be developing and the other one seems to be in recession or degrading? Now, one could argue that obviously because Orania is just a farm and South Africa is a country, then we say, okay, you're right. So let's take something similar to Orania because it would be unfair to compare a farm to a country because it's much easier to run a farm than it is to run a country, right? So the Ingonyama Family Trust, for example, right? So we have the Ingonyama Family Trust. That's what in KwaZulu-Natal, right? That's what the Zulu people, right? Okay. So why is it that this one, the Ingonyama Family Trust, why is it not developing at the rate and at the pace that Orania is developing? I mean, after all, the Ingonyama Family Trust, the Ingonyama Trust is run by the royal household. So it cannot be an issue of lack of finance. That would be totally unfair, right? So it can't be lack of finance. So what is the real issue if it's not finance? People, I haven't been to this tribal land of Ingonyama Family Trust. I haven't been there, right? But when you hear people talking, people who are from KZN, people who have actually been there, who've seen the suffering, who've seen that the neglect, just like the royal people are not even doing anything for the subjects. It you then ask the question, like, do we as black people actually like each other? Do we actually support each other? Do we actually look up to each other? Do we use each other as, I don't know what word, leaders? I don't know. It's basically, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a word. I'm trying to think of a word. Can't think of a word. Trying to think. Do we have what's the word to look at? There's subject, there's what's the word? What's the word? Trying to think of a big word but I can't right now. So let's think of legacy. What legacy like do we want to leave for our children? What even just the way we treat each other on an everyday basis, right? So my question is, what do we do to allow the rot and the chaos and the this lawlessness to persist, right? Which these white people decided they don't want that. So what is the difference between Orania and the Ingonyama Trust in running their respective lands, so to speak? Why is one progressing and why is one re- regressing, right? Is it because of race? Is it because of culture? Is it because there's no political will from the Ingonyama Trust to build its own people? Is there political will that we can clearly see from the Orania people to actually build their people up? So what could it be? Why is it that one is actually clearly developing while the other is clearly standing still and regressing at that, right? So Orania was not built because of racism. It was built because a people could see that there was no future, no political will to develop, to maintain the status quo. But instead, corruption came in, looting came in, greed came in, just all around neglect for an entire system, infrastructure. Things are just on the, things are going downhill. Things are spiraling out of control. We know it, we see it. There's no debate about it, right? So, since we know all that, why then we ask the question is, why was Orania built? It's because a certain group of people decided they no longer want to be associated with the dirt and the filth and the neglect and whatever else you want to call it, right? They don't want to be associated with that. So we know that for a fact, right? Now, my whole point is, since we know all that, and now certain people want this thing to be um, destroyed, taken down. They don't want the existence of Orania. Okay, so should that be the case? My sense is, my feeling actually is, no. These people built their own private spot on private land, sold to them by the government. So if we know that is the case, why are we complaining? The government sold it to them. It's not like they stole it. It's the government. Yo,
Good.
yeah, I'm good.
What you doing there, man?
Vlogging.
Really?
You know he's vlogging.
I know what the fuck.
Yeah, he is. Don't do it.
Yeah, man.
No, hey, you ask me almost as if I thought, like I'm going crazy. Like,
Nah, I'm just asking.
I said, nah, cool, just vlog it, bro.
Oh, what are you vlogging about?
Just some current situations in South Africa.
Like what?
That's it. Like, everyday situations, crime.
Oh, do you have a YouTube channel, man?
Yeah.
What's
That's what it's about.
Sorry?
It's called News, Views, and Opinions.
News, views, and opinion.
Yeah.
How many followers you got?
Sorry? Followers.
Subscribers.
Oh, subscribers. About 776.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. When did you start?
I'm trying. About 2 years ago.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Man.
Thank you, bro.
Like you must also like, because you could get robbed, man.
Yeah, no, true. So that's how I'm trying to be.
Yeah, man. Just stay vigilant.
No, 100%.
Because I was just taking this guy with his phone out. He's not thinking of something like that.
Yeah, that's I'm not going too far down and not too far. So I'm just trying to be on the main road, so to speak.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah.
Man, good, man.
Short, man.
See you, man.
Thanks, enjoy, man.
Anytime.
Cool. So yeah, so that's my whole point. So we are checking that now. People want this thing taken down. People are fighting to say this racist place got to be taken down, and I'm thinking, but people, I also had that mentality in the beginning that was racist, but then I realized something, that no, these people actually took a desert and converted it into something great, right? And now look at Orania now. It's a model that can be emulated by other places, right? And that's what we should be aspiring to. But no, guess what? We are actually jealous. We are mad. We are, what's the word? We are angry that such places exist. But we don't look at the actual reason as to why these people created this thing. We're just looking at it from a racist point of view, right? And which is, like I'm saying, yes, every community, there's racists everywhere. Yes, there are elements of racism in Orania. And I'm not saying there is no racism at all. But the main thing I'm talking about is that look at the main reason why it was created. It was created because a community was tired at the degradation that was going on, the neglect that is going on. So what did they decide to do? They decided to take matters into their own hands, and they decided, we are going to clean up our act, create our own safe space where it's safe for our wives, our children, our people, our old people. No muggings, no crime, no nothing. They created that, and we're angry at them for doing that. Yeah, I think that is totally unfair. You know, why don't we buy a plot of land? Why don't we create safe spaces for ourselves? No, we won't. Do you know why? Because we're waiting on government to do that for us. No, every time we get money, what do? We buy Gucci, we buy Louis Vuitton, we buy BMWs, we buying this, we buying that. Of course, we are all about individual brilliance. We want to be seen as the people. You know what I mean? We want to be known as those guys, that guy. Dress code to the nines, to the T's. You understand what I'm saying? So those people, the Africana people, they came up with the concept of community, of do for yourself. Do not wait for government. But here we are complaining that they are racist, that they are this, that they are that they do not like black people. They do not. Why don't we look at the other side to say, hey, These people created something out of nothing and they are thriving. Can't we learn from them? You understand what I mean? So, not everything needs to be looked at in a negative light. You can also see a positive out of something. So, in closing, I'm thinking, how can we learn from these people, right? How can we actually take a leaf out of their book so that we too can emulate what they have? I mean, as it is now, we already have the highest crime rate in Africa. So it only makes sense if we strive to create safe spaces for our mothers, our sisters, and our children. But if we do not have that mentality and we just have this whole racist mentality, negativity, and all that, people, we are not going to get anywhere with that mentality. Jealousy, the mean attitudes, and all that. It's just going to destroy us as a community. I mean, as it is now, things are just not even going the way we wished. I mean, it's not even safe for you to move anywhere and everywhere, basically. I mean, it's sad to hear people tell. It's sad to hear some people saying, "Oh, in my community is safe. Oh, I live in a safe area." How about saying we live in a safe country? I mean, they say in Orania, guys, you leave your bicycle under a tree. You go and play. You forget. You go home. You sleep. You get in the morning. You find your bike still there. Can you say that for your community? And that, yeah, you want to be angry and mad at someone for creating a safe space for their families and for their communities, and you want to be angry at them for doing that? Are you serious? At the end of the day, people, let us learn, let us build, let us take a leaf out of their book instead of screaming and shouting and just accusing them of being a racist when actually these people only wanted to build a safe space for their people. Nothing more, nothing less. And yes, I'm telling you, yes, there are racist people everywhere, not just in Orania. So, yeah, let me know what you think about this topic. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? Hello.